Hello, ladies and gents, and thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to the Stay Home Show, the summer edition here for Centra Windows. My name is Ronel Desai, and I'm the Communications Specialist with Centra, and my role here today is just to moderate through all of our window presenters that we'll be hearing from today. At that same time, I'd like to thank West Coast Gardens for partnering with us for today's show. They do incredible work, and we'll be providing all the tips and tricks on how to flourish the interior and exterior of your home. So thanks again to West Coast Gardens. We'll be hearing from them later on during this show live from their facilities as well. So make sure to check them out. All right, so without further ado, it gives me now great pleasure in welcoming our sales manager of Centra Windows, Mark Brando, and he's going to be talking to us about who we are and why Centra. So Mark, take it away.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for joining us in our second Stay Home show. A little hard to say. My name is Mark Brando. I'm the sales manager with Centra Windows. I've been with Centra almost 25 years. So you're probably thinking, wow, he started really young, maybe 10 years old. No, I am actually 50. But what I'm going to tell you a little bit about is who we are, who Centra is, and why Centra. Why pick Centra over another company? So who we are, we're an employee-owned and operated company. There's over 240 of us that have put our own hard-earned money into the company to become a shareholder. We all care about what we do because it's in our best interest to care. We know that if we provide good customer service and a great experience in your home, you're going to recommend us, and that's really how we've grown our business over the last 36 years. That's right, we've been in business now for 36 years. We are a truly local company when you think about it. I know the big topic of the day over the last 2-3 months is support local, and it is a really important thing. Well, with Centra, you truly are supporting local. With over 240 owners, you think of their spouses, and then on top of that, kids. You're supporting a whole lot of people within your community. 4 locations across BC. Manufacturing hub is in Langley, where all the products are manufactured, so that we manufacture and we install the products. The interior is serviced out of our branch in Kelowna, and then on Vancouver Island, we have both locations in Nanaimo and Victoria service in Vancouver Island. So why Centra? A real common question that we get, and I'm going to expand on it and break it down a little bit further. But just on the Centra side, again, we work really hard on that, getting that referral, making sure that drop sheets are put down throughout the home. We're cleaning up after ourselves and making sure that you're satisfied when we leave your job site. Installation is done by Centra employees that are factory trained. I don't know of any much companies in the industry, and I have been in the industry for over 30 years. I was with another company before Centra, but many companies that would actually train their installers before they can actually pick up a tool. We don't just send the guys right out, they're actually trained. So I like to say factory trained because it actually is the truth. Our guys are paid by the hour. So they're not in a rush to get to that next job. They want to make sure that it's done right and done right the first time. Lifetime warranty on the installation. So if you ever have any problems with water ingress or drafts over time, you call our office and we have somebody out to address. Building envelope specialists. So what that means is we're into large complexes, 90 to 120 unit complexes that we're replacing windows and are doing cladding restoration. So we're not just a company that's into single family homes. So we bring that expertise from our multi-family division into our single family. And that's another thing that really sets us apart. Over the last 15 years, we've replaced, done work up to $120 million in these multi-family buildings over the last 15 years. So kind of shows you the size and the experience that we have. Lastly, something I'm proud to talk about is we actually started our own registered charity called Centra Cares. And so we believe in donating back to the communities we service, including all the food banks. We typically pick 1 to 2 charities that we donated to over the last couple of years. Canuck Place Letty House for terminally ill children, stuff like that. And every year we do We do a full house restoration for family in need. So families send in their letters, and it's heart-wrenching to see some of what some people go through. So it's very rewarding to give back in that respect to the community like that. So that's a little bit about Centra. And like I said, I'll break it down a little bit further when I come back on later.
I'd like to go over a couple different door selections that we have for you here at Centra. So replacing one of your entry doors is a great investment for your home. Not only is it going to increase the efficiency, but it's also going to give you more curb appeal, which is only going to add value to your home. All of our doors that we have here are a fiberglass door. They are fiberglass skins on the slab, and also the entire components of the door are fiberglass as well. The jamb, the sill, which is going to prevent weathering as well as rot and fading. So this is our standard French patio door. It's a double outswing door, comes in very many different colors as well as glass styles and options. This here is just a really nice classic look that we have. So if you follow me on the inside, what this door has is our internal blind option. So what's great about this is it gives you a lot of light to come in, but it also has the option for privacy. So this door is ran on a metal track, so you just slide this down, and what it'll do is it'll create the blinds for you for privacy, so people can't see in, but you can also tilt them open to add a little bit of light as well. This is a great option so that you don't have those blinds or curtains that hang down on the door and become difficult to open and close over time. So this is a really great popular option that people are going for these days. Another thing that this door has is actually our multi-point hardware. So multi-point hardware is a fantastic choice as well. As you can see here, it's got this aluminum track that runs all along the door. So when you actually lock it in place, it's going to lock in 3 points. You've got the top, the middle, as well as the bottom. So when you lock the door, not only is it going to provide extra security, but the door is nicely set in place as well. I'm going to show you guys a couple different options that we have here, because in the Victoria showroom, we've got lots. So if you look here, this one is very similar to our French door. It's got the full light of glass, but it also has this venting option. So it's almost like a little window that's built inside the door. You can lift it up, get a lot of airflow that comes in, especially in those high heat areas where you'd like to get some natural airflow. So this is another great option. This here is for somebody who likes more privacy. They don't want a lot of glass in their door, so what we've done is we've actually painted this one the bright blue color. It's our smooth fiberglass option. It's a 6-panel door without any glass, so it's going to give you the design aspect without losing that privacy that you're looking for. This here is a very classic half-light door. It's got the clear glass, low E, so it's going to be nice and energy efficient, but it's also going to let in a lot of clarity as well. It's a 2-panel smooth fiberglass door. And this here, this is a great option for those woodsy area doors that I like, or those woodsy area houses that I like. So this is a wood grain fiberglass door, and it's painted in actually this hunter green color. Again, paired with the clear glass, so you can maximize those views, but also have that outdoorsy look that you're going for. If you look over here, these are our mid-century modern doors. So definitely more of a modern look. They're painted in these bright, beautiful colors. We've got our ballard blue here, as well as our canary yellow. And you can see both doors have different sizes of glass. These are also options that you can choose and customize to however you really like for your home. These ones are also paired with the etched glass, so you can't see through, but you can see it is letting a lot of light come through. And if you follow me now to our vignettes, I can show you a couple more designs that we have. So this door that we see here is a great option for the traditional style house. This looks great in a heritage style home. Also a BC box house, it's going to add a lot of design, curb appeal, really pop with that bright color. This again is shown in our Ballard blue. It's actually a 3/4 light as well, so you get a lot of glass here, and it's shown in our Adelaide design. So again, there's so many different varieties to choose from when it comes to glass, as well as the color and the style that you're looking for. This one's paired with our black Savoy grip set to give it really that look that you're going for. And lastly, I'm going to show you is our more modern look. So again, for those people who have that West Coast contemporary house, going for that modern, sleek design, this door here gives you those clean lines, no glass. It is a wood grain fiberglass door in fir, and it's stained a walnut color. We've paired it with a satin nickel pole bar to maintain those sleek lines again. So again, this would look so good in that that West Coast contemporary style house, and really minimizing the amount of lines and stuff that you're seeing. Thank you so much. I'm going to pass you off to Renelle.
All right, thank you so much, Nat. We'll get you positioned there. Just to take a quick seat. We have quite a few questions for Natalie, but before we get to those questions, here is just a quick idea of her contact information. So if you do want to get in touch with Natalie, this is the best way to do so. There is her email, there is her number. Give her a call. She'll be able to answer all your questions that are door related and of course window related as well. And of course, you can also give Centra a call at 1-888-534-3333 and ask for Natalie there as well. But make sure you give her a call and she'll be able to answer a lot of your questions. So Nat, I'll ask you to start your video again. And actually, with that being said, there's one thing that I did actually forget to mention to all of you, but we do have a $500 cash prize, a Centra cash prize giveaway to one lucky winner. So that is going to be awarded near the end of our Stay Home show. Once again, it's $500 in Centra cash, and we'll be randomly selecting a winner at the end of our home show. If you are still under the attendee list by the end of this home show, and hopefully you all are, of course, that means you will be entered into that random draw once again for the $500 Centra cash giveaway. All right, Nat, thank you so much for that presentation. We have quite a few questions for you. One that popped out right away was that yellow door really stood out for a lot of our attendees. They all love that yellow door. What type of home do you think that would work with if you had to pick that yellow door?
Honestly, Renelle, I have seen that door in so many different houses. It really can go with any design that people are looking for. I actually passed by a house today that again had the West Coast contemporary house, and it did have that bright canary yellow door, but I've also seen it in a Craftsman as well. So pairing it with a Craftsman style slab in that color can really go well too. So any style of house, we can actually make it work for you.
Okay, that's awesome. Another question that I have here as well, so someone from, it's actually anonymous, but they asked the question, could they replace the door slab instead of the entire door or the entire product per se? Is that even possible?
That is a fantastic question, and it's actually something that we do get asked quite frequently. My answer here for Centra would be no. So we don't recommend just replacing the slab in your door. The reason for that being is if you're actually to the point where you do need to upgrade your door, you are looking for that energy efficiency and something that's going to last a lifetime, we really want to replace the jamb, the sill, all of it, so that we are replacing it with a composite material instead of that wood material that you currently have. This is going to provide you with longevity as well as years to come for a beautiful door without warping, sagging, or bowing. So I highly recommend getting everything assembled by one of our Centra experts.
Awesome, Nat. Thank you so much for those details there. And also another question here is, do you have an opinion on the latest door trends currently in the market? Of course, we saw a variety right there throughout your showroom. Is there something that's really standing out now when you're speaking to customers?
Absolutely. So I would say right now, the modern farmhouse look is definitely something that a lot of people are going for. So they're looking for that 2-panel Craftsman style door with the half glass at the top. That is probably our most popular option right now. But then again, I always have different styles that people are working with. If you go onto our website under resources, our brochure is there. And there's probably more than 1,000 different options and styles to choose from. So, you know, it really depends on the type of curb appeal that your house has. But for the most part, I would say that craftsman style door is a really popular choice right now.
Awesome. Another question here from Kevin. Kevin wants to let light in without sacrificing privacy. That's obviously something that many people are concerned about if they're installing a new entry door. Can they get the best of both worlds here, Nat?
Yes, absolutely. So a lot of our glass does have different styles of obscurity. So it is a privacy glass. You cannot see through it, but it will still allow the light to come in. Again, our brochure has all the different types of glass there is to offer, and it actually goes into a level of obscurity for you as well, usually through 1 through 10. So you can see which ones are going to be more obscure than the others. But you can always use one of your Centra experts to help you out picking the right type of glass for you and what your needs are for your home.
That's great. And final question here, not so much really a question, but they love the virtual look of the showroom. Of course, Victoria is one of our brand new showrooms here at Centra Windows. How can they book an appointment, or how could they come see you if they have any more questions, Natalie?
Absolutely. We love all the visitors we can get. So you can either call our head office at 1-888-534-3333, and Renelle will again add that number to the page. You can also contact myself, but you can call us at any point. We'll book a showroom tour with you, and you can come in and take a look. And if you do need any extra information sent to you, we can also send that to you as well via email.
Awesome. Now, we actually have one more question that's popping. I want to make sure it's as interactive as possible. Question here from Maria. Can a side glass be replaced? She might be referring to the side glass on the door there or right beside the door. Can those be replaced?
Yes and no. So it all depends on the style of door that you have currently in your home. So we want to definitely take a look at it. The best thing that you can do is send a photo of the door to an estimator. That way they can take a look at it and see if we can only replace the glass in it, or if it's attached to the whole door frame itself. But we can definitely take a look, see what you got, and see what we can do to fix that for you.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, Nat. We'll depart from the Victoria showroom shortly here and prepare for our next presentation from the Victoria showroom. Once again, folks, for those that were looking and getting some more contact information for Natalie, here is the best way to do it. There is her phone number and, of course, her email as well. That is her direct line. And as Natalie mentioned earlier, you can also give us a call at 1-888-534-3333, and Natalie will be home to answering all of your questions. As we prepare for our next presenter, that's also going to be from our Victoria showroom, the next topic that we're covering is patio doors and patio styles. Of course, as mentioned earlier, it is the summer season. It is beautiful out here right now in the Lower Mainland, much of the same there in Victoria as well and throughout BC. And with that being said, it is the summer season, so we always like to call it patio season. So we have a lot of demand in regards to different styles that people are into, what's hot right now in the market, functionality, of course, as well. Is there something that makes your home a little bit more efficient? And people with large patio spaces, how do we make that, how do we reach that patio to its full potential? How do we utilize that space? Jonathan Martin's our next window estimator, AKA Window Geek, will be able to answer all those questions for you. Just keep in mind, folks, we have patio door styles coming up. Following that, we'll have a live product tour from a home that has actually our product, those patio doors installed in them. Then we'll be going to West Coast Gardens for those that are looking forward to learning more about plants and how to flourish your home. That's coming up as well. And keep in mind, we got that $500 Centra cash giveaway as well. If you are attending this webinar and this home show all the way to the end, you have a chance to win $500 in Centra cash. All right, with that being said, we're going to make our way back to the Victoria showroom to speak to our resident window geek, Jonathan Martins, about patio doors.
I've been a proud owner of Centra for 14 years. The first 10 of that I started in estimating, So I have a lot of experience on the construction side of it and also the design side. So I really like to meld the two together to make sure we can provide you with the best service and the best outcome for your project. So right now I'm in front of our standard 6-foot patio door. This actually features our black exterior vinyl. So this is actually melted into the top layer of our high performance vinyl frame. It has a total of 10 chambers inside. What the chambers do is it gives it strength, stability, and also better thermal properties. So this is gonna last the test of time, allow you to enjoy it for many, many years. You guys might have an existing aluminum window or an existing patio door. A lot of times people will have their kitchen table right there, and in the summertime you're really gonna be overwhelmed by the heat coming through the door, so it's really not enjoyable to sit on that in the kitchen. Also in the wintertime when you're trying to enjoy your morning coffee, you have the breeze coming through, so we can address all those issues and eliminate that for you so you can enjoy your space a lot better. Also, you'll notice our doors actually rides on the inside. A lot of old aluminum patio doors, they have the track on the outside. So this is really easy for people to actually lift it off and break into your house. So yeah, that's one thing that we have changed. Also our screen, it has 4 wheels, 1 in each corner, and they're actually spring loaded and we adjust them. So, it doesn't rattle around and it has a little bit more tension on it. So, keep out all the bugs so you can enjoy that breeze and enjoy that indoor outdoor lifestyle. Another feature that it does have is it has 2 brass rollers. So these are adjustable, so it'll slide really nice and easy, essentially just with a few fingers. So works really well. If you follow me through here, I'll show you the locking mechanism. This is actually a double rhino latch. Most patio doors only have the single. So we wanted to make it more secure for you because safety is a big thing for us. So these double will actually latch onto our striker plate here. And we actually fasten this right into your studs with 3-inch stainless steel screws. So it locks really nice. And I can't actually open it. We also have a secondary feature on the bottom. It is a drop lock. So, just a little toe kick and it locks in a secondary lock and release just like so. We can actually do a secondary hole if you want to have it open a little bit and still have a little peace of mind just so no one can really open it up. So this is our standard 6-foot. We also do make everything to order. So, if you can dream it, we can build it, and we can give you kind of that wow factor that you're looking for. We're not just in the business of just putting, an existing patio door in what's there right now. We can actually make enlargements. So we can alter the structure of your house so we can accommodate something like this, as long as you have the wall space to do it. But this is our 12-foot door. It's actually about 8 feet tall as well. So this is our double slider. It actually has 2 screens. So those open up like that. And then you can even open up the other 2. So you can really enjoy that, like I said, indoor, outdoor lifestyle. So say you have that beautiful view of the ocean, you got a poolside view, or you just have a large deck that you want to combine the 2 living dwellings and just, like I said, if you can dream it, we can build it. So that's it for now for me here in Victoria. I'll pass it back to you, Renell, and thanks for joining us.
There's his phone number and his email. So definitely give Jonathan a call if you have any other questions in regards to not only patio doors, but of course, anything window related. We are your window experts, your window geeks. And Jonathan, of course, is based out in Victoria, and we'll be happy to answer all of your questions.
We're not going to be the cheapest price you're going to get in the market. There's a lot of cheaper prices out there, but you usually get what you pay for when it comes to window renovations. So usually what I break it down to, what I tell people is I break it down to the 4 keys. You've got the company that you're going to deal with, you've got the frame, you've got the glass, and then you've got the installation. So when we talk about company, when you're comparing one company to the other, you really need to first look at their insurance. do they have the person that's coming to do the installation at your home? Are they covered by WCB, workers' compensation? There's a lot of companies in our industry, it's unusual. There's a few that are both the manufacturer and they do the installation themselves with their own employees in the industry. We're one of the few. So you really have to find out, is the person coming to my home, are they insured? If they fall off that ladder or they cut themselves with glass, am I going to be liable for it? So that's always a question you can ask. You can go on and check WCB for any company. You can do a search. That is public information, and you should always ask for an insurance certificate. So right off the hop, that's the first thing you kind of want to look for in a company. Look for how many years they've been in business. If they've only been in business for 2-3 years, and look at the place that they actually situated, where their location is. If they've only been in business for 2-3 years and they're offering a lifetime warranty, how good is that lifetime warranty? And there is lots of those in the industry. So look at the company very closely before you choose to go ahead. Again, with Centra, employee owned. We care about what we do. We want to make sure that you have that first class experience. You're not dealing with a subcontractor, so you're dealing with a Centra employee who's a shareholder that's doing the installation. There's a way different mindset in a shareholder who's doing the installation versus somebody who's paid by the piece who's a subcontractor. They want to get on to that next job as quick as they can. And quite often quality is kind of put to the wayside because of that. The other big thing and topic of the day is COVID. We have really fine-tuned how we can work in occupied residences successfully, safely, by doing different things that make everybody safe, both the homeowner and our installers, by having the PPE gear that we need and setting processes so that are followed so that everybody is safe. So going on to step 2 would be the frame. So behind me is a door that's installed in my house. It's a 9-foot door. You can see this door was put in 8 years ago, believe it or not. The vinyl is still the same color as when it left the factory the day of 8 years ago. It still operates the same way it did. The locking system is still functioning the way it did, just like John showed you with the double rhino hooks. So everything is standing the test of time. And frame is usually one thing that kind of goes by discolors or becomes chalky over time. So I'm just going to take you over to one of my windows here. So the reason why windows become chalky over time is because companies have, to try to bring the cost down of the product, they're using a recycled material in their vinyl. Recycled material in vinyl, it really deteriorates very quickly. And what I mean by that is like old vinyl siding. When you run your hand down old vinyl siding, and then you take your hand and you look at it, it would have a white chalk on it. So that's what happens with recycled material. It will become pitted, and it just won't look good over time. And it will actually discolor, and it'll start to fade and go yellow. So again, this is an 8-year-old window. It looks exactly like it left when it left the factory 8 years ago. So as a salesperson, it's great to have confidence knowing that what I tell my client is actually going to happen, and that they're going to be happy and they're going to recommend us for years. So this window here, we're very proud of. We actually designed it ourselves. It's called our Experience Series window. When we came out with it many years ago, probably 8 years ago, we were actually nominated for a Georgie Award for most innovative product in the building industry. So we're very proud of it. The benefit of it is there's no need to run any trim around it. So if you have vinyl siding or James Hardy cement fiber siding, you can run the siding right into the side because it has a built-in pocket that accepts that cladding. So we're one of the only companies that has it in the industry. So I've retrofitted many homes with this exact product that I have in my own home, and it's easier to sell when I really believe in the product. Next thing, the third key would be the glass. So really common pain point on people that we talk to would be that they have moisture between their panes of glass. And the reason that happens is all glass, it expands when it heats up, and then when it cools down, it contracts. So it's constantly moving like this. So what happens is over time, the piece in between the panes of glass, which is called the spacer, will let go from the glass and allow moisture to form inside the glass. So there's no way you can clean it. The seal has failed. So for the next 20 years with our product, if any of the glass fails and you get moisture in between the panes, you get that glass replaced free of charge, both the product and the labor for the next 20 years. Okay? So we talked about the company, we talked about the glass and the frame. Lastly, we're going to talk about the installation. So the installation is really the biggest key with a job. You can buy the best window in the industry. Unless it's installed correctly, you've really just wasted your money. You should have kept in what you had. I don't know how many times we are taking out competitors' windows 5-6 years after they've been replaced because maybe the product is leaking, it's started to deteriorate the walls, or they just don't function anymore. So yes, that customer went with the cheapest price, but now they're having to do it again in a a span that they shouldn't have if they went with maybe a little higher quality and paid a little bit more. So again, in our industry, the cheapest price isn't always the best. So again, our installation is done by factory trained installers, paid by the hour. They put drop sheets down throughout your entire home. Take pride in your home. And with COVID right now, with the procedures we have for working in occupied residences, we've been doing that successfully so that both our installers and the homeowners feel safe. And yeah, we've had a great couple of months, even in unprecedented times. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a rundown. A couple of more windows that you'll see here behind me, more Experience Series windows, flush glaze French door with the blinds that Natalie was talking about. So yeah, I firmly believe in Centra because I have it all in my home and been a shareholder for 25 years and proud to say I'm a shareholder.
But before we get there, of course, here is Mark Brando's information, his email, his number, and of course you can call Centra as well. And Mark will be able to answer all your questions for you, of course, being our sales manager. He is a resident window expert, our window geek, of course. Mark will be home to answering many of your questions. And of course, it does help that he has the product himself in his home. That makes obviously quite a bit of a difference. And as he mentioned, he's had that product installed for almost a decade now, if not more, and it looks just as new. All right, Mark, we're gonna get your video back on here, and we have a few questions for you from many of our attendees here. You look very comfortable, so you look like you're ready to answer a lot of questions right now. One question here we have from Maria is, Maria just needs 4 windows replaced. Do you put the trim around them? And then can they get a color option for that trim?
Yeah, so we do do a trim around the windows. It could be a wood product or a composite product. If it is a type of wood, what we would typically do is drop it off to you a couple weeks before the job so you can paint it the color of your choice. And then our guys, when they come on site, will install it around the window. So you don't have to get up on a ladder after the fact. Now, if you chose a composite product like a brick mold, we do have 30 different stock colors that we can paint right in our factory with a bonded coating. So your estimator would be able to walk you through the options that you would have.
All right, another question they have here is that, can they get something that's a little more silent in regards to the patio screen door rollers? They feel theirs are very noisy. They also said, thank you for the virtual home show, but is there any option in regards to anything that you've heard that our screen door rollers are maybe quieter than others, or is that just a product of being a little bit older?
So screen door rollers being noisy, that's kind of a first for me. I mean, with our product, our screen doors tend to roll very nicely. They don't have a binding action. Kind of unrelated to the wheels, but we don't use a rubber flap on the backside, which tends to bind the screen as it rolls along. We use actually a piece of felt on the backside so the bugs can't get into the backside of it, and it allows it to ride very smoothly. The only other thing, if you've got an existing patio door that you just want to make from another company that's not rolling, is spray it with maybe some silicone spray or something like that would help.
All right, thank you so much there, Mark. We have a question here from Janine. Janine has a problem with the screen doors on her patio doors. Can just the screen doors be replaced?
No, just like that's typically isn't something that we do for other people's product. If it was one of our doors that had a screen that had a rip in it, then we could help you out. But as far as another company's patio door, you would have to go back to that company because we all have somewhat different sizes and frame profile.
We have a question here from Cassie. This may be referring to the earlier presentation from our Victoria showroom from Jonathan. She loved the black frame on the patio doors. Is that painted and does it fade?
Do you want me to answer that one, Renell?
Yes.
Okay. So regarding the black, we actually have a black vinyl. So it's a co-extruded product. So what happens is when the vinyl is actually made, it's made in a big machine, and the vinyl actually comes through this machine which shapes it. So when it comes through the machine, you have a layer of black vinyl and then you have the white vinyl underneath. So it isn't just a paint. So our black, we actually have a black vinyl that we're selling all over the province, and great success for it. I'd say if you looked in our factory at any given time, you'd probably see about 35% of what's going through is the black, we call it a color shield.
Excellent. Of course, it is patio season. We had a question here from an anonymous attendee. Being patio season, just how crucial is it to replace a patio door with something that's a little more functional and efficient just for your overall comfort of your home, whether it's the interior of your home and the surrounding area by the patio door, or even for the exterior as well? Just how crucial is that decision, would you say?
I would say it's a huge decision on a typical patio door, especially in the summer, with say a family of 4. You think of how many turns that patio door does a day: open, close, screen, open, close. So I think having a door that functions properly, slides on the inside of the house, provides you that safety like Jonathan was talking about, that somebody can't just come up and lift that door out from the outside and get in, which is a very high break and enter area. So I'd say it's pretty crucial, and I really like being able to expand your indoor to the outdoor. And like Jonathan said, we've done some beautiful big doors, 16, 12-foot doors that where people just had a small door and they had a couple windows beside it, and we opened up a whole wall and full glass and opened it up. It's definitely a dramatic effect.
Yeah, that definitely sounds very, very stunning there for sure. Final question here, Mark, from Andrew. If there is an issue, is it hard to claim warranty?
If there is an issue?
If there is an issue, yes.
Yeah, no problem at all. It would take one call to the sales rep that you were dealing with, or a call to the head office, and we have a full service team. It's logged as a service request. It's not just a verbal, hey, can you go see Mrs. Smith? It's actually logged in the system so that nothing gets overlooked, and you typically have a call within 24 hours or less, depending on the situation. So we take service very seriously, and that's why we put our name all over our product in small areas, etched into the glass in the corner. Our locks have it and right into the lock, because we want you to call us if there's a problem. We're proud of what we manufacture, and if there's an issue, we want to address it so that you maintain a happy customer.
Last question that just came in here from Jennifer. Of course, being that it is summer season and the importance of glass, as you mentioned earlier in presentation, it gets really, really warm in her house, especially where her patio door is located, of course, it being a big space. Any suggestions on what they can look for? Of course, that may be a bigger discussion, but a solution that she's asking for in regards to, well, how do I maintain this temperature and how do I keep all that warm air out of my house? How do we control that?
A great question. We love to talk glass. We've partnered with Cardinal Industries, which is the biggest glass manufacturer in North America, which gives us the ability to sell many different types of glass. Your glass that you probably have in your home right now is straight clear glass. So clear glass has no reflective quality. The heat comes in and it goes out. It, comes and goes as it pleases, I like to say. So all windows and patio door glass now comes with a coating on it called low E. And low E's job is to reflect heat. Reflect it out in the summer, keeping you cooler. Reflect it back in the winter to keep you warmer. We have many different levels of low E. Our standard coating would reflect 63% of the heat. For this application where I hear it's very hot, we can get you up to 96% heat reflection. So a dramatic effect we can have on the comfort inside that home with upgrading the glass. Again, all the stuff that my reps can go over with you in a consultation, show you the different pricing and show you the benefits of.
Yeah, there you go. And as Mark answered that question, it just reminded me, I'm just posting a video in the chat room right now, a YouTube link that has one of our other window estimators, Jake Vandermeer from our Kelowna showroom, where he speaks a little bit more about that low E glass directly from our learning wall in our showroom. So for those who are interested in learning a little bit more about low E, as you heard Mark mention there, that video is now available in the chat room. Final two questions here from Carla Glasgow and an anonymous attendee. They actually have the exact same question. How long does an installation take on average? If they decide to go with Centra, how long do these renovations take? And what are they looking for in regards to timeline?
Sure. So I think maybe that's a two-part question. So what would be if somebody said, yes, we want to go ahead today and we sign an agreement, give a deposit with Centra, how long is it going to be before you're back on site to do an installation? So because business is so good right now, you're looking at about 8 to 10 weeks for a single family home for us to be out on site to start the installation. Once we are mobilized and on site with a product, it really depends on the amount of product we're doing and the installation. So I would say on average, you're looking at a 1 to 2 day installation for a typical BC box house, 10 windows and a patio door. But as you get into a bigger home, 25 to 3,000 square feet, you're probably in the 3 to 4 day range. But that one is really depending on the size of the project and the installation that we're doing there.
For sure. All right. Well, that's all the questions. And once again, Jonathan, I think he added to your answer there as well, Mark, in the chat room. So thanks, Jonathan, for answering that question as well. Mark, you're done for now, and we'll be seeing more of you later on today when we open the floor to all the panelists. But thank you so much for giving us all the details. And if there's any more questions for Mark, you will have a chance to ask those questions following the end of our final presenter. Thanks, Mark.
Hey everybody, so glad to be here with you today at the Stay Home Show at Centra Windows. And I'm so excited because we've got a lot of plants here, and plants bring a lot of value to your home, as so do windows and doors as we've been learning. But adding plants just softens the home, and through those beautiful windows that you're purchasing, allows light. And when it comes to plants and a lot of these tropical plants, there's a lot of different plants that require different kinds of light or light intensity. Most plants do really well in bright, direct sun through your windows only. So when you're thinking about light coming through your windows, it's quite effectively filtered, right? So all these plants that I have around me here do best in high light levels, but there's a good chunk of plants that can tolerate low light. So if you have a south-facing window, strong light through the winter, you're going to have very, very healthy plants overall. But if you are a north facing and you've got plants on the north side of your home, that's going to be a little bit more challenging. But don't worry, I've got great plants for that, such as this Zamia Colchis. This is also known as the ZZ plant. It is pretty much the easiest plant to take care of in your home. It can tolerate very, very low light levels. It's slow growing, and it's very easy to care for. That is one of their plants that you should put on your list. It's called a ZZ plant. Next in line is the philodendron category. There's a lot of different kinds of philodendrons available to you. This one is called cordatum. There's even colorful varieties such as this Prince of Orange. But anything in the category of philodendron is going to tolerate very low light levels. Now, I know you know this plant, and this is probably the most important and most popular plant that you will have. That's the split leaf monstera. These plants are, for 2-3 years, the most popular indoor plant. Why? Because they survive in low light and they just look gorgeous. There's lots of different kinds of philodendrons, but this is the most popular. You can see that these leaves are very interesting. They're very lush. But if you can look in here, in my nursery, it is quite dappled light. It's bright, but there's not a lot of intense sun coming down into these plants, but they're thriving. The other key point about keeping your plants thriving and healthy is food. You know what? It's really important you take care of your plants. You gotta feed them. Feed them every time through the growing season. So that's about middle of March till the end of October. That's when your plants are thriving. Now, if you've got a plant in the shade, on the shade side of your home, even in the summer, these Zamioculcas here, they're gonna need a little bit of feed too, but they are slower growing. So we're just gonna walk through a few more plants here, and then I'm gonna teach you how to plant a plant in a pot that has no drainage, because we get that a lot. How do I plant my tropical plants in pots that have no drainage so I can save my floor? I don't wanna have water going onto my floor. So we've got all kinds of different options here. Another most popular plant, this is called the white bird of paradise. So if you have a bright light, south facing or a morning west or east facing type window, you can get away with one of these bird of paradise. Very lush, big leaves. We've also got another very popular plant, that's the Ficus lyrata, also known as the fiddle leaf. As you can see, the leaf is about the same size as a small fiddle, and the veins in it create the strings. So it's a lot of fun. That's a great plant. Now, you've got a coffee table, or you've got a window for your kitchen that is facing north, you can get away with these beautiful lush ferns. There's tons of different colors, tons of different textures, and plant these in a little dish garden. Super simple. Place them in a shady spot and they will thrive for you there. Okay, so let's get started. Let's plant something up. We're gonna plant the Monstera philodendron. That's this bad boy right here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a small list of things that you're gonna need, okay? You're gonna need some really good soil. Now, if soil is cheap, it's probably not good, just like the windows that we were talking about. So what you wanna do is you wanna spend good money on your soil. Your soil should contain probably about 50–60% peat, coir, fine bark, and a little bit of perlite. That's the white stuff. Why you want to spend good money on your soils? Because it retains moisture, but it's also free draining. It's going to allow the roots in your plants, from your plants, to penetrate and grow and keep being happy for years overcome. So one other thing I have to tell you though is make sure your plants are good and hydrated before you plant them. That way they're going to survive through the planting phase and eventually grow and be gorgeous. Okay, so as you can see, I've got this fairly lightweight ceramic pot. It rings true, there's no cracks in this, but if you notice, there's no holes in this pot, right? And that's okay, because we can manage this by creating a liner of clay prills, and that's called brocatoni. I'm going to show you that. And that helps suspend the plant so the roots aren't sitting in water. Just like you don't want to go to bed with wet feet, your plants don't want to live in a puddle either. So what we want to do is we want to take this product that we have here, and it's called brocatoni, and all it is clay balls, and it adds a little bit of nutrient value to your plants, but you will need to feed eventually. But I'm just going to add in about a fifth of the depth of this pot with this brocatoni, and we're going to add soil on top. But first, I'm going to check to see the depth of this plant and how it fits in the pot. What the end goal is you want to have the top soil of this plant be about 1 inch to 2 inches below the edge of the rim of this pot. So what we're going to do is I can see that this brocatoni that I put in, I'm going to place this plant right on top. And then after that, we're going to fill in with some soil. Now, look at that root system. You can see this plant's been in this pot for quite some time. It's very robust, but what we're going to do is we're going to inspect and check that we've got good fresh roots, and I can see that we've got really healthy roots. You see those tips right down there? Those are fresh new roots, and those are the roots that you're going to want to go into your fresh soil. We're just going to tickle down a little bit of the soil so that when we place this plant in, the roots from this plant are going to get and live nicely into the fresh soil that we're going to give it. So I'm just going to gently place this plant inside. I'm just going to move it around so it kind of nests down into the broccolini. You can see here, the soil line is about 2 inches below the rim of the pot. And that's important because what you want to do is you want to create gaps. So we're going to put more broccolini on top to finish. But then if you water, or when you water, not if you water, you'll be able to trap that water effectively. So taking my potting mix here, I'm just going to take some handfuls and I'm going to tuck it in along the edge of the pot, going around the pot. And it's best to go around evenly so you can make sure your plant is going to be firm. And I'm just taking my fingers, just like before here, and I'm just kind of pushing it down, but not packing it. You don't want to pack your soil. You want it to remain quite loose so that your plant's roots will be able to mingle into there and root in quite nicely. Oh, this is perfect. This is great looking soil. Now, soil too, if you have really dry soil, give it a good moisture, add about 1 liter of water to about 5 liters of soil and let it soak up, let it hydrate before you plant. If your soil is quite dry, if you've got some remaining soil that you've had from a previous project and you wanted to reuse that, that's no problem. Okay, so I've pretty much got my soil here. My plant's nice and healthy. I've inspected it to check for poor leaves, and I'm gonna add in my broccolini on top. Now, this is fantastic stuff. You can use this anywhere. And I'm just gonna give you a little handful so you can get a real good picture of that. It's lightly painted and it resembles little clay balls and it's highly effective. So what we're doing is we're just gonna add this on top of the soil. And for that, I'm just gonna make sure I have my soil packed down just a little bit. I'm not pushing it down too far, but I'm making sure that when I add water, and I'm gonna water this plant when I'm done, that the soil doesn't float above the broccolini. We're gonna add in a liberal amount all the way around the pot. And we're gonna tuck it around. You always need more than you think, so get a big bag. It's gonna look great. So this is gonna do 2 things for you. It finishes off this pot looking really fantastic, gives it a real clean look, it's very trendy, and it helps keep the moisture in the soil. So if you've ever had your plants out in your south-facing room, should you have that, if you're lucky, your plants dry down way faster than on a north-facing room. So you wanna keep that into consideration too. North-facing rooms don't have the direct sun, and they do not lose their moisture content as quickly, except for if you got the heat on like full blast, like some people do through the winter, like my wife. So you want to keep your plants hydrated. Now, I'm going to take, this was about a 3-gallon pot, and I'm going to add in about 1 liter of water, and I'm just going to pour it in. And I've added in just enough broccolini so to make sure that my peat, my soil, doesn't float above, keeping my look really nice. And that's good. Now, because we don't have any drainage in this pot, it's going to be a little bit tricky to know when to water, but don't worry, I got a great tool. So we have these wonderful moisture meters, and the beautiful thing is they don't need batteries. So all you got to do is take this moisture meter, send it down into the soil at about halfway, and that tells you exactly when you need to water. As you can see, this plant, the soil is full of moisture. We don't need to water this for quite some time. And because this plant was just freshly planted into this soil, there's lots of fresh soil that can hold moisture. Now, again, if you just joined us, this plant takes low light, which is fantastic, especially through the winter. Most of our tropical plants kind of go to sleep through the winter. Doesn't matter if you're south facing or north or west, doesn't matter. So when you're watering through your winter, water a lot less. But when we're in the growing season, that's March through to the end of October, you're gonna water frequently and you're always gonna use fertilizer. This is an all-purpose fertilizer. It's a water soluble, or it's actually a liquid, and it's kind of like laundry. You just put a little bit in the cap, you add it to your water, and you water this in, and your plants will be healthy. Even when you buy a plant that maybe doesn't look so healthy, you get feeding that plant, and it's going to look great. So there is a really easy option for you to put down right beside your brand new windows where the light is, and you will have success. So easy care plants, philodendrons, low light plants. This is the ZZ. I've got an aglaonemia here, also known as Chinese evergreen. Fantastic plants for the shade. And if you have a hanging basket like you want, a cordatum philodendron. So that's what we have for you today. I'm so glad we could be part of this show. And thank you, Centra, very much for including us. If you have any questions, want to know where we are, westcoastgardens.ca. We're in sunny South Surrey, and we'd love to have you down.
All right, Jason, thanks so much. We'll actually have you stay there for a bit. A thumbs up. Can you hear me there, Jason?
I'm here, buddy.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for that presentation. Beautiful to see, very interactive. We actually have quite a few questions for you here. So if you want to hang tight, we'll ask some of those questions right now. Keep in mind, folks, we're going to go through just a couple of questions right now with Jason, and then we'll provide his contact information as he already listed there as well. Then we're going to be giving away our $500 Centra cash prize giveaway. And then we'll have Jason along with Mark, Jonathan, and Natalie back on here. So you have all the panelists on the screen, and they'll be able to answer any more of your questions. But starting off here with Jason, how often should you be using fertilizer? This is a question here, I believe, from Jeremy.
Okay, how often should you use your fertilizer? So when you're in the growing season, like I mentioned, March through to the end of October, I water with fertilizer every time I water. But, there's a big but, if your plant is very dry and droopy and it hasn't had enough moisture, water with clear water first, wait an hour, and then water in with fertilizer. If, for me, if you're watering at least once a week with fertilizer, you're good.
All right, we actually another question here from Emily. They just heard of the term brocatoni, and forgive me if I'm butchering that, but seems like some people are just new to brocatoni. They never heard of it before. Does it come in different colors by any chance? That's a question from Kimberly.
Oh, yeah.
Does it come from different colors? Yeah.
I think we've got about 9 different colors, from like a lime green to a natural clay, black, browns, yellow, green. I believe there's even a red one, burgundy. It's quite a vast variety of colors. So you could do a lot of creative stuff with this product.
Another question here, should you be bringing inside plants outside in the summertime?
It's a fantastic time. In fact, your plants will love you for it. So if you bring your indoor plants outside, you could do that. The transition time is when your nighttime temperatures, not day, because day is safe, but nighttime temperatures are 12 degrees or better. So right now you're okay. And when you put them outside for the first time, make sure they're really hydrated and give them a good spritz, because I'm sure they got a little bit of dust over from the winter growing in your home.
Another question here from Janine, and once again, Jason, this will be actually the final question for now. Then I'll save some of these other questions when we open the floor to all the panelists. But final question for now from Janine. She has a deck that was just covered with a top to save from the garage, like save that look. It looks like they're gonna have low sun or almost no sun as a result of the renovation they did on their deck. What plants would you suggest, or vegetables or flowers would you suggest, because their deck now may be a bit sacrificed in regards to getting any sunlight, if not any?
Well, you know what? That's a very challenging type of shade, and I call that deep shade. So you're very limited, but there are some plants that will thrive there. Plants like hostas or evergreen ferns. You can also bring a lot of these tropicals outside in that type of space, but to keep the stuff looking great, yeah, low light hostas, ferns, stuff like that. That would probably be your best bet.
Okay, awesome. Jason, we'll have you hang tight for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we're going to bring all the panelists back on the screen there. Once again, Jason, thank you so much for your time. We'll stop your video for now. And for those who are looking to get in touch with Jason, the best way to do that would be, of course, his contact information, which he provided. Once again, they are located at West Coast Gardens, and there you have it. There's his email, West Coast Gardens, the website rather, .ca. Give them a call as well at 604-541 1117. Jason Vandermeer there once again from West Coast Garden. Some really, really great information there, especially for the season. It is summer season, and we have a lot of inquiries about plants and just really enhancing the overall vibe of your deck and the interior and exterior of your home. Okay, now before we open the floor to all of the panelists, we will now be giving away our Centra cash prize, $500 for our Centra cash prize. I want to thank once again everyone for attending the home show and really sticking through from start to finish. Of course, we have some great information presented to us all the way from the get-go. And one lucky winner who was attending all the way from the start and currently looks like she is still on the board as well. That winner for our cash prize is Carla Glasgow. So Carla Glasgow, I see that you are attending here. Congratulations, you are the winner of your $500 Centra cash prize. We will be in touch with you, or feel free to give us a call as well. We'll be sending you a message, but congratulations to Carla. Once again, the winner of our $500 Centra cash prize. Thank you so much for attending, and thanks to everyone for attending our second annual virtual home show, the summer edition. We're doing our best to really connect with our community as well, of course, during this difficult time, and these virtual home shows have been a success. Okay, with that being said, we still have a lot of questions that are left to be answered. So at this time, I'm going to be bringing up all of the panelists on the screen. So this could get a little bit tricky. We ask for your patience during this difficult time. But we're going to get everyone back on the screen here and get all the panelists up and running to answer any one of your questions. All right, we got Jason there, West Coast Gardens. We got Mark, Natalie, and Jonathan all present. Once again, thank you to all of you for the wonderful presentations. We're going to have a few questions here, pretty much a mixed bag of plants and windows, so feel free to answer whatever question that you could take on here. Okay, a question here that we have, actually just from Anonymous. This one actually is for Jason. Are you specifically available in the store to answer any of these questions if they were to come to West Coast Gardens Live?
I would be happy to be here for you in the store, and I'm in the store regularly, but I got lots of other things to do. But you call me, I will be here for you.
Awesome. A question for Natalie, back to our Victoria showroom as well. Natalie, you showed us a lot of variety of different types of entry doors and whatnot. We had this question, I believe, asked earlier, but we weren't able to get to it. Just your overall opinion on adding a new door and what that does to a curb appeal of the home in terms of increasing potentially its value or just its overall exterior look. How important do you value an entry door in order for someone who's looking to enhance their overall curb appeal?
Thank you so much, Ronell. That's a really great question. So, I mean, when you pull up to somebody's house or you drive up to someone's house, that's the first thing you're going to notice is their front door. It really adds a whole design aspect to your house. So I believe it is extremely important to have a nice front door. It really gives off the whole character of your home, and also you as a homeowner as well. So, you know, if it is something that you put a little bit of value into, I most certainly think it's going to pay off. We have also talked with several real estate agents and whatnot, and they say that it is one of the best things that you can do to improve the curb appeal for your home to get the maximum value. So we believe that investing in a door is really going to get your monies back for sure.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Nat. Jonathan, a quick question for you from an anonymous attendee. When are you available in the Victoria showroom if they want to come and ask any questions in regards to patio doors and styles? What's your schedule looking like? How can they come see you directly?
So the easiest thing, we are still open for by appointment only. So you did see my contact information there. You can either email me or my cell phone is on there. You can send me a text or our head office there. So I'm typically kind of in here in the mid afternoons, but I try to make it available on Tuesdays. Is kind of my showroom day, so I try to fill that with as many showroom tours as I can. But I like to leave about an hour just so we can sanitize everything for every patron coming in. So
Awesome. Thanks, Jonathan. Jason, a question here for you from Jared. What is your personal favorite plant?
My personal favorite plant? Ooh, I've got a lot of them. Ooh, I'm going to say that my personal favorite plant is, and you're going to laugh, but it's a petunia. And the reason why is because they are a performer in the garden. So there you go, petunia.
All right. Thank you so much. Jason, I don't know what that type of plant is, though, so I wasn't able to laugh at that answer. Mark, we have a question for you here as well. Someone is able to live, someone rather is living in an oceanfront home. Are vinyl windows a concern for them at all in regards to just its longevity? Does it affect the design? Does it affect its impact if they are in front of any sort of body of water?
Not at all. A couple of things I can talk about. That's going back to the virgin vinyl. It's the salt air is not going to break down the vinyl. Another great thing when you have a great view like that is a product that you would hear more if you had a consultation is a product we call neat glass. And what neat glass is it's a coating on the outside of the glass that makes it super slippery. So then when the water hits it, it sheets off the glass, making it look clean and crisp. And when I pull up to a job that's just been done, or even done in the last year, you can really notice the difference of how clean they are, and then talking to people how easy they are to clean on the outside after the fact with the neat glass.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Question here for you, Nat. Looks like they have an older home, but they're thinking of replacing and upgrading their door. How difficult would you say it is to match the character of an old home with some of these new styles that you showcase for us?
I wouldn't think it's difficult at all. Like I said, there's so many different designs and styles to choose from. What I think the best starting point to do is either take a look at our brochure, which is on our website. It's got all of our doors that we offer in there, and they're customizable. So if there's a glass style you like, but you like a door panel, you can mix and match them. Another great area to look is Pinterest. I get a lot of inspiration from Pinterest. If there's a style that you see on there that you think would look really nice with your home, feel free to email it to me. I can take a look at it, see if it's a design that we can do. Or also just send me a picture of the door that you have in your current house, and I can give you a couple different ideas and designs that we do and that I think would look personally good in your home, and we can start from there.
Awesome. Thanks, Nat. Jason, back to you at West Coast Gardens here. It's a bit of a story, so I'll try my best to read it a little bit slowly here from an anonymous attendee. And he or she has wrote, I have 3 magnolia trees which bloomed this year. She ordered pink magnolias, but they turned out to be white. Can that color be changed, or do they have to go back to the gardener to sort that out?
Yeah, you know, unfortunately, you can't change colors on some of those trees or any of them that I know of. Hydrangeas you can, but yeah, you're going to have to go back to your source, whoever sold them to you, and rectify that with them. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Another question, just to follow up with you, Jason, in regards to any social media outlets, can they see any more of West Coast Gardens products or what's being offered on any social media platforms?
Yes, well, we've got a very nice showing of what we carry in store on Instagram, West Coast Gardens. And we also have a really great Facebook site, and we have an online store also. So if you like to see what we carry, we do carry a good selection online, and we're here, so come and visit us.
Mark, we have a couple of questions for you here from Maria. First question is, how much of the percentage of the deposit is required initially, and do we have any financing options for those that are looking to kind of spread out the amount of payments throughout the course of a year maybe?
For sure. So our standard terms would be a 50% deposit with Visa or MasterCard or check, and then the balance will be due on 100% completion. We do have a finance program through Finance It that we've partnered with, and we've been using them for many years. Benefit of that is there is no deposit, and we have a couple promotions that we can offer you. One is 6 months, no interest, no payments, which starts once the job is completed. So with our lead time of 8 to 10 weeks right now, that's almost a 9-month before you'd have to pay a dime. And then you can make a low monthly payment, which can be paid off at any time without a penalty. A couple of other options we have is a 12 equal payments at 0% interest. And then we have a buy down rate that we can offer you as well. All of which your rep, when he comes out to see you, can walk you through.
And a follow-up question for that, Mark, right now is, of course, it being COVID-19, some homeowners are concerned about the installation process, of course. Could you comment on anything in regards to some of our safety policies or some things that we're implementing for our installers that are assisting with COVID-19 protocols?
Yeah, great question. I think it's something we have to be talk about quite a bit at the first part of our consultation. So with regards to even my sales team that comes out, they have to check in with me each morning before they can attend work. They have to take their temperature, and so we do a health screening every day with the salespeople. Next step would be your installer arriving to your home. They go through a health screening every morning before they jump in the truck. They have to get their temperature checked and go through health screening. So you know whoever comes to your home is going to be healthy. We also, when we arrive at the home, the installers, they want to do a quick health check of the homeowner to make sure they're healthy. And then once we're in, we prefer to have one person, one of the installers work, primary person in the home. Now you could have a second installer come and go once in a while, but the majority will be done with that one person. When he goes into a room, he's going to sanitize that room of any place that he's going to be touching. And then after that window is fully installed, he's going to do another sanitization before he leaves that room. We've also set up what's called cone zones. So with the cone zones, there would be a cone set outside a bedroom, say for instance, if the installer is working in there, just to let the homeowner know that he's working in there and to try to maintain that social distancing. We also have cone zones set up outside the home, around where the installer is working on the outside, and then around the truck where he could be working, cutting or whatever. The other thing is that we have portable hand wash stations on the truck, so the guys can wash their hands at any time. And each truck is fully contained with PPE gear, so that if the homeowner would prefer us to wear a mask while we're in the home, we can definitely do that.
All right, thank you so much, Mark, for those details. And for those who are looking for a little bit more of a visual representation as well, I just posted our COVID-19 safety video in the chat room. So that kind of gives you an idea in regards to what our installers are doing in front of homes, especially during COVID-19 safety protocols. Jason, a question for you here back at West Coast Gardens. Is this the best time to purchase plants if someone is looking into adding a lot of this into the interior and exterior of your home, or is there a specific time of the year that you would suggest?
Well, I would say the best time of the year to buy plants is any time, to be honest with you. But yeah, right now is a great time. You've got a great selection of tropicals here in our store, but we carry more than that. We carry trees, shrubs, perennials, annuals, cactus, succulents, hanging baskets. But yes, you can come here and get a real good selection for what you need for your home, in or out.
Thank you. And there you have a quick view of just the resources of West Coast Gardens and the variety that they can showcase there as well. Jonathan, a question from you back in the Victoria showroom here. Do we have any sort of options that people can take a look at in regards to different patio styles? Where would you suggest them going to if they have just a bunch of ideas in their head, but they don't really know how to kind of get their home rentals started? What's the best way to do it? They're looking to go with Centra, but they don't know what style, color. They're just kind of, all these ideas are in their head, but how do they get started? I'll unmute your mic there, Jonathan. There we go.
So I know you can follow Centra on Instagram. I know we have many pictures on there. We also have a gallery on Pinterest. Our website's a great option too. Yeah, and then if you have some specific ideas in mind, I can always email you from our galleries that we have internally. All the sales rep actually share a lot of our jobs because we're so proud of them. And then I also have an Instagram account as well. So yeah.
All right, thank you, Jonathan. Nat, another question for you here as well. In regards to the island, what is our service area? And you're located in Victoria. How far into the island do we serve, and what specific areas do we have?
We really service almost all of the island. So I am again in our Victoria branch, which is actually located in Langford, and we service all of the greater Victoria area, as well as the Cowichan area as well. So this goes all the way up to North Cowichan. Then we have our Nanaimo location, and they service all of the up island as well. So they go from North Cowichan all the way up to Campbell River. So we can really service anybody that are within a couple hours of our showroom.
All right, thank you so much, Nat. Mark, a quick question for you here as well. What is the best way to clean your windows? Do you have any suggestions? This might be Maria here may not know about neat glass as well, but any suggestions that you can provide them with in regards to cleaning your windows?
Well, my mom keeps her windows sparkling clean all the time, and what she has used for many, many years is just vinegar and water. And I'm one of the ones that cleans my windows here, and I follow what my mom says, and it works quite well.
Excellent. And can you tell us a little bit about neat glass technology at all in regards to what that does for our windows? And that may help for some of these cleaning questions that some of our attendees have here.
Sure, yeah. So with the neat glass, that's a coating on the outside that's bonded right into the glass. So if you looked at a piece of glass under a microscope, you would see all these pits and all these peaks and valleys. So then when water comes to those peaks and valleys, it grabs all the dust and creates all these water spots on your glass, so it looks dirty on the outside. So what neat glass does is it fills in all those peaks and valleys, so it makes your glass smooth and slippery. So now when the water hits it, it grabs those dust particles and sheets off the glass, which keeps it cleaner longer. And when you go to clean it, it cleans in half the time because it's so slippery on the outside.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark. Jason, back to West Coast Gardens. Do you carry a selection of planting containers, and can your staff help design a display?
Yes, we carry a wide selection of indoor or outdoor containers, and we have designers that work on site here at the studio, which is a part of our store, and they'd be very happy to help you put together a collection of plants in a pot or a collection of pots that you want to put together.
Awesome. Excellent. Thank you so much. All right. I'm pretty sure we covered all of our questions. If anyone has any more questions, maybe your last call if you want to get a few more in. Of course, once again, in regards to Jason's contact information, I'll quickly put that up on the screen here as well. If you're looking to get in touch with Jason, the best way to do that, of course, is by giving him a call. And you can also check out their social media as well, which will be a good opportunity for you to get a hold of them. And of course, via Centra, you can of course contact Centra in many ways here. And once again, let me just get Jason's contact information up here one more time for everyone. And there you have it. Once again, if you want to give Jason a call or check out their website, of course, he did mention at West Coast Gardens is their Instagram page, a good opportunity for them to see all the products. Much the same for Centra as well. If you're looking to get a little bit more about our products, learn a little bit more about our company and who we are as a team, social media via Facebook, Instagram, and of course our website are great platforms to do so. It looks like we have no more questions, team. Looks like we covered a lot of that. So once again, thank you. We have a lot of thank yous coming in the chat room. So thank you to everyone and all our presenters. Jason, we really appreciate your time and thanks for partnering with us. And for any other questions, we'll be sure to send them your way.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks once again to Mark here live from his home, looking comfortable. It's great to see the product live in place. And to Natalie and Jonathan from our Victoria showroom. Thank you, everyone, for our second virtual home show. We will be back with another one in the near future. And once again, congratulations to Carla as well for our $500 Centra Cash giveaway. For any other remainder questions, feel free to check out our website, centra.ca, or give us a call, 1-888-534-3333. And of course, any of our social media platforms, and you'll be able to speak with Mark, Natalie, Jonathan, and many more of our window estimators. Thanks, everyone.